Hello. So we're going to talk about the next 3 letters in our alphabet, in our handwriting videos, okay? So if you remember, we started with A, B, C, D, E, F. Good, and now we're on the letter G. So if you remember, each letter has a big version, our capital version. So this is capital G. I'll zoom out a bit because it gets blurry. Okay, capital G. And then lowercase g is our first letter with a tail, right? So a tail. So lowercase g looks like this. It goes below the line. It will go into the basement of our house, right? G, like good job, right? So G and J sometimes sound the same. So a good phrase to help us remember is good job. Good job. So as you can see, sometimes the tail of the letter G stops here, but sometimes if you want to be a bit fancier, it keeps going. So either works, okay? So it's probably easier to start it simply though. So g, as in good job. So here's our letters. Here's our demonstration of what not to do for the letter F. It's kind of yucky. All right, so big G starts like a big C, right? It's a big curve that touches both the top and the bottom with the gate open away from the house. So big C, and then you can just put a line across. This is the letter G, capital G. G. Sometimes you can add a line that goes straight down. I like to do that. You do not have to. So capital G. Lowercase g starts with the letter C, right? A small curve. And then it actually almost looks like our lowercase a, right? With a straight down line that closes off the C. But then you keep going down into the basement, right? Lowercase g. So I'll write that again faster. G and G. So you probably saw I did not lift up my pen. Instead, I just kept going like that. But you can just make a C, lift up your pen, and then go across. Same thing. So, capital G. And lowercase g. Some people have very fancy letters, but okay, good. E, F, G. Next we have the letter. Let's erase our G. Move on to H, right? So, hopefully you understood that from my fun caveman sounds. Capital H. There's a bit of a reflection, sorry about that. Capital H. Lowercase h. Again, these are both tall letters. H, like hand. This is my hand. Right? So, this is fun. And look, we get to start a new row. Alright, so, capital H. Oh gosh, I'm going to push my camera off the table. That would not be good. Alright, so capital H. 2 straight down lines that are next to each other. Very good. And then a bar goes straight across. It can be under the windows, it can be on the windows, it can be a bit below the windows if you want. So in the middle is best because it looks funny if it's all the way up here. And it looks funny if it's all the way down here. So somewhere in the middle, closer to the middle is best. So these, not so fun. H. Good. Okay, and then lowercase h is a line straight down, and then you'll start on this line a little bit below the windows, not on the windows necessarily, a little bit below the windows, curve up and back down to touch the ground. So this is one of our first little one of our first bump letters as well, right? So again, good, H. So capital H, lowercase h. Very good, as in hand or house. Handwriting house. Very good. Okay. And last letter we're going to talk about this video. This is a vowel, another vowel. Oopsie. Smacked my camera, poor thing. All right, so I messed up on my demonstration of the next letter, so we're starting over. So in case the video jumped around, we're going to do the next letter after H, which is this letter. I, like insect or inch or icicle, right? The letter I. Now, capital I sometimes is just one straight line like that, one straight line. For my students, I try to put these bars on top because sometimes it may look like, we don't know if this is okay, I eat food. Right, so capital I. You could also just have I eat food, right? Capital I. But one of our later letters, this is a bit of a preview, looks like this. Capital L, lowercase l. Do you see how lowercase l looks like capital I? It's tricky, right? So for my students, I try to put bars on capital I's, and I try to make the lowercase l into a loop, right? A loop. So, right? So just so you know, these two letters can look kind of the same. So, all right. So capital I, lowercase I, let's explain it with the handwriting house a little bit. So, both of these are mostly just straight down lines. So we'll just start right below the red roof. Take the line straight down and make another bar on the green ground with the long vertical line connecting them in the middle, right? It's important that it connects it in the middle, because otherwise you might have capital I's that look kind of silly, like that. That looks like an E that's missing a middle bar, right? Not a capital I. So it's important, frankly, it looks like a Chinese character. So it's important to have that in the middle, relatively short bars on the top and bottom, right? So not super long, pretty short. And then small I, lowercase I is very simple. Small line and dot right about at the middle. The dot can be a little bit above the middle if you want. It really depends, but not too tall. Like this is no good. I think these two, right? So, and it's okay if you're practicing and it's too tall, but typically lowercase i's are pretty small. Very good. So, big I, little I. Sometimes this is a big I. Good. Okay. In the next video, we will talk about the letter L as well, so we don't get confused. All right. Good job.